We all know committing to a gym day is not easy, and on top of all of the factors that go into deciding whether or not to work out, local gym owners say that a tax makes it more expensive than it should be, giving people just one more reason not to go. 10 News reporter Cole Sullivan has been pumping iron and working his sources all day long. Cole, lawmakers have already filed a bill to change this tax, right?
That's right, Daniel. The big problem small gym owners have with this tax is that it doesn't apply to their larger counterparts. They say that's unfair and say it needs to change.
It's a cost crunch that could impact your belly bulge.
They should, incentivize people for trying to be more fit and not, tax them. So it's just a deterrent.
A 10% amusement tax on small gyms, CrossFit facilities, cycle bars, and the like across the state.
Individual classes, memberships, personal training sessions, any of those things the tax applies to.
But it doesn't apply to bigger facilities over 16,000 square feet.
It's absolutely unfair.
Gym owners like Leah Braden and Orange Theory in Bearden want to change that.
They're taxing Tennesseans and small business owners and fitness facilities for trying to get fit.
It's a tax on health is what it is, particularly for the small gyms.
State Senator Richard Briggs has introduced a bill to shred the tax altogether.
Not only is taxing some people and not taxing others unfair, we're taxing the little guy but not taxing the big guy.
But getting it passed could be heavy lifting.
Like most bills, it will have a fiscal note because there'll be less revenue coming in for the state.
Losing the tax means less money for the state.
That will kill more bills than anything when it finally hits the Finance Committee.
But Braden says don't sweat it. Just like working out, the long-term gains outweigh the short-term burn.
Tennessee is number 4 in the nation for obesity, number 1 for childhood obesity, and number 5 for diabetes. And really, all that does is skyrocket healthcare costs, and that's coming out of taxpayers' money.
Braden and her counterparts at smaller facilities are hoping to flex their strength in numbers to get the bill passed. They're asking their members to contact state legislators to ask them to toss the tax. Daniel?
Definitely been a talker around here. Cole, thanks.